My beloved child, it is time for you to realize that what is unfolding around you is no longer a coincidence. When the light within you begins to shine more brightly, I cause others to notice it as well. Some look at you in wonder, unable to comprehend how your soul carries such a quiet strength, a presence that touches something within them beyond reason. They cannot name it, yet they feel it deeply. For it is not merely your charisma or talent, but the mark of heaven engraved upon your soul. You are living proof that I am moving upon the earth, and therefore their gaze upon you is no longer one of mere curiosity, but of awe, sometimes even of reverent fear before what they cannot explain. Do you know, my child, that very sense of awe is part of the design I have drawn for you? Through you I am revealing to the world that whomever I choose, whomever I anoint, will shine even if they try to hide. Your light cannot be covered, for it does not come from human effort, but from my breath and my power. The world may attempt to interpret, to judge, or even to doubt, yet it cannot deny that there is something different about you, something that shifts the atmosphere when you enter a room, something that softens hearts when you speak, something that rekindles hope in souls that have long gone dry. Do not be afraid, beloved, when others begin to see you. This is not the season to shrink back, but to rise in humility, knowing that what you carry is not meant for boasting, but for service. I have placed within you precious gems of faith, kindness, and wisdom refined through trials. Not everyone will recognize them immediately, but when the appointed time comes, I will cause them to be revealed through your every word, deed, and decision. Others will look on in amazement or confusion, unable to understand how you remain steadfast amid the storm, unaware that it is my hands upholding you from within. Know this, my child, your difference is not a burden but a blessing. I did not design you to blend in, but to stand out, not with noise but with peace. Their wonder is evidence of the work I am doing in you. They are unknowingly seeing me through you. That is why I instruct you to walk in love and humility, so that every gaze turned toward you may, without realizing it, be led toward me. You do not need to explain or prove yourself. True light never needs to justify its existence. It simply continues to shine, and the darkness retreats on its own. At times, their amazement will also bring misunderstanding. Some will grow curious, others envious, and some will question your motives. But do not let your heart be shaken, for I will not allow your light to be extinguished by their words or their attitudes. In their watching eyes, I am testing your heart. Will you remain at peace under scrutiny? Will you still choose love when you are misjudged? If you can, then you have passed the test of the chosen ones. For those who bear my glory are not called to be exalted, but to mirror my splendor to a world hungry for light. I see the thoughts that drift through your mind, those moments when you feel exposed as if there is nowhere left to hide, as though others can see right through you. But take heart. This is not condemnation, it is revelation. When I lift you up, I also teach you how to stand firm beneath the gaze of the world. I do not want you to fear the light, but to learn how to live within it. For you are a lamp placed on a stand, not to shine for yourself, but to illuminate the path for those wandering in darkness. And in time, some will recognize that behind your gentle smile and calm voice lies a soul that has walked through fire, a heart that has learned to trust when there was nothing left to hold on to, a spirit that stood firm when every other foundation crumbled. They will see a strength that does not come from might or power, but from a faith that has been tested and proven. They will realize that what makes you radiant is not striving, but surrender. And it is in that surrender that I am able to shine through you, unhindered and glorious. You are a living letter I have sent to the world. Every action, every word, every embrace, every prayer you offer is writing lines of kindness, forgiveness, and hope. And when someone reads you, they will sense the fragrance of heaven, even if they cannot name it. They will perceive in you something that surpasses logic, something that awakens, longing stirring within them, a desire to understand and to possess it. And at that very moment, my seed begins to take root within their hearts. My beloved child, let me continue my work through you. Do not be troubled if some fail to understand, nor be afraid when others walk away. Not everyone can bear your light, for it exposes what they still hide within. Yet to those who are ready to receive that light will heal warm and awaken their souls. Let everything unfold according to the order of heaven. You do not need to force anything. Simply keep living true to the essence I have placed within you, kind, faithful, and steadfast. And I promise you this: those who marvel at you today will become witnesses of my works tomorrow. They will speak of how I transformed you, of the peace you carry that defies explanation, and they will know that it does not come from you but from the one who dwells within you. You are living proof of the power of grace, grace that can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, sorrow into song, and your very life into a living testimony to the world that I am God, the one who performs wonders in silence. My beloved, understand, this light cannot appear without causing darkness to stir. When my grace and your true potential begin to reveal themselves, the world will respond in many ways. Some will admire you, some will grow curious, some will be moved to draw near and learn, yet others will feel uneasy, even envious, because your light unintentionally exposes the shadows within them. That is natural, for wherever my presence is made manifest, opposing forces will also be disturbed. When the light you carry begins to shine, it not only attracts souls yearning for illumination, but also awakens the dormant darkness around you. You will discover that attention is not always warm. Curiosity can become a burden when people begin to question, scrutinize, and watch every word and step you take. They may not understand that you are not seeking prominence, but are simply being faithful to what I have entrusted to you. Some will praise you, some will test whether your light is genuine, and some, out of their own insecurity, will try to dim what I am doing through you. But my child, do not let your heart be troubled, for this is not a sign that you are going astray. It is proof that you are walking in the right direction. I know there will be moments when you feel bewildered, when all you wish is to love, to serve, and to live faithfully to your calling, yet you face opposition or doubt. You ask, why is it that the closer I walk with God, the more I am misunderstood? But remember, even your Savior was rejected, judged by the world, because his light was too radiant for eyes accustomed to darkness. When you carry my imprint within you, you cannot avoid becoming a mirror that compels others to confront themselves, and that at times will make them uncomfortable. Yet, my child, know that I am at work even in every glance, every whisper, every confusing attitude from those around you. Through these reactions, I am training you in discernment, in compassion, and in the ability to love without expecting to be loved in return. I am teaching you to discern what voices come from light and which are deceits disguised as goodwill. You will learn to walk in peace amid noise, to keep your heart tender without being weak, steadfast without being hardened. When new opportunities arise, sometimes in forms you do not expect, do not judge them by your emotions. Some doors will look intimidating because they lead to unfamiliar ground. But remember, I never open a door without also giving you the strength to enter it. View every opportunity through the eyes of faith, not fear. What seems too great, too difficult, or too different may very well be the place where I have already prepared a seat for you to sit and shine. Sometimes opposition does not come from external enemies, but from those you once trusted and loved. They may not intend to hurt you, yet they cannot comprehend the vision I have placed within your heart. They see through the eyes of reason while you are led by revelation. Thus, when you speak of what I have promised, they scoff. When you speak of your calling, they doubt. And when you walk by faith, they warn you about reality. My child, do not let your heart grow bitter. Rejection does not diminish you. It simply reveals who is willing to walk with you on the path of light. I want you to remember that not everyone is meant to understand you. Some are sent only to observe, not to accompany. Others are placed in your path to test you, not to support you. And through it all, I am near, watching, guiding, and protecting you. Believe that every opposition is permitted by me, so that you may grow, that your faith may be strengthened, and that you may learn to love without condition, even when misunderstood, even when rejected. There will be moments when you feel weary from being scrutinized or burdened by expectations you are not ready to carry. Yet in those very moments, I will teach you what it means to be hidden in me. Not hidden to escape, but hidden to be protected. I will cover you with the shadow of my wings as a mother bird shelters her young amid the storm. You will feel a peace that surpasses all understanding, a supernatural calm that the world cannot give nor take away. Do not fear attention, my beloved. Do not shrink from the shifting gaze of others when they begin to recognize the strength within you. Continue to do what you are called to do, to love, to forgive, to pray, and to walk in faith. For your consistency amid opposing reactions will be the most powerful testimony of my presence. I did not call you to be understood by everyone. I called you to be light among those who have not yet seen the light. And in time you will see that those who once doubted will begin to understand. They will realize that you never sought approval, only authenticity to your purpose. They will see that though wounded, you chose to love. Though rejected, you chose to intercede. Though opposed, you chose to endure. And then they, the ones who once disbelieved, will be moved. They will ask, what gives this person such peace? And the only answer will be this: because you are in me, and I am in you. My beloved, every reaction, pleasant or painful, is a note in the sacred symphony I am weaving around your life. Each high note is a praise, each low note a trial, yet together they form one melody, the melody of destiny. Let me conduct that music, for I know exactly when to lift you and when to let you rest. You need only to trust, to keep walking, to guard the purity of your heart. And when you do, the light within you will not only astonish others, it will illuminate them. What begins as curiosity will turn into respect. What begins as resistance will transform into understanding. And what once seemed fearful will become a pathway to blessing. All you must do is keep believing that everything unfolds within. My hands, the very hands that placed light inside you, and will never let it fade. My precious one, do not withdraw simply because the eyes of others are upon you. When they start to notice the extraordinary radiance within your soul, your first instinct may be to retreat, to dim your own light for the sake of safety. But I tell you, do not do that. Do not diminish what I have created just to fit into the comfort of human expectations. The light within you was not given to be hidden beneath false humility. It was made to shine, to radiate, to bring life to those still searching for hope. You often think that lowering yourself is a sign of humility, but my child, true humility does not mean denying what I have given you. When you try to hide your gifts, when you shrink back out of fear of being noticed, that is not humility, it is fear in disguise. I want you to understand that you were not created to live small. You were formed with purpose, woven by the Creator's own hand, with perfect intention in every detail. I wrote your name into my plan long before you knew how to speak your own. Therefore, you never need to apologize for your light making others uncomfortable. Let it shine, for it stands as evidence of my work in your life. There are times when sudden attention catches you off guard. You don't know how to respond when others begin to see what you once thought only I could see. You fear being misunderstood, being judged, or falling short of expectations. But my child, know this: nothing happens outside the time I have ordained. That attention is not a coincidence. It is part of the plan I set in motion long ago. I have chosen the moment to reveal my work through you, and when I choose, no one can stop it. Even if you feel unprepared, I know you are more ready than ever before. Do you remember, my child, how I prepared you through long, quiet seasons when no one was watching? When you wept in the dark, when you learned to trust through silence, when you chose love instead of resentment, I was engraving within you, the graving within you, qualities that the world is now beginning to see. Those hidden seasons were never wasted. They were the foundation that allows you to stand firm in the light. I refined you in the fire so that you would not melt when the time came for you to shine. So when your light begins to draw attention, do not be afraid. Stand firm in the identity I have given you, for I am the one who placed you there. Do not make yourself smaller just to make others comfortable. Your light was never meant to compete, but to guide. I have chosen you to be a mirror, reflecting my kindness and glory in a world lost in darkness. If others are astonished by what they see in you, it is not because you are great. It is because they are encountering my presence through you. They see something extraordinary, not in your ability, but in the heart I have transformed. And when they marvel, let your heart remain tender, allowing my love and peace to flow through you, so they may realize that what they witness is not you but me living within you. My beloved, I know attention can be exhausting. It can feel like bright sunlight piercing eyes accustomed to shade. You may want to turn away to seek refuge, to retreat to the familiar safety you once knew. But I say to you, do not run. For if you hide, you also hide the opportunity for me to use you. Light only fulfills its purpose when it is placed on a hill, not hidden under a table. The world needs the light I have placed within you, and if you withdraw, there will be souls who remain wandering in darkness, souls you were meant to guide. Remember, every gaze upon you, no matter how sudden, remains under my control. I know who is watching, and I allow it for divine purpose. Some will be awakened, some encouraged, and some healed, simply by witnessing you live in the truth of who you are. Do not fear becoming the center of attention. You are not the star of this story, I am. But I have chosen to tell my story through your life so that the world may know my grace is real, and that I am still working through humble hearts who walk faithfully in belief. My dear child, there may be moments when you tell yourself that you just want to live an ordinary life, unnoticed, simple, and without attention. But my beloved, I did not call you to live an ordinary life. I called you to live with purpose, and purpose always rises above the patterns of mediocrity. You were born with a mission, infused with a sacred breath, and connected to a calling that no one else can fulfill. Do not shrink your dreams just because others cannot yet perceive their magnitude. Do not measure your worth by the reactions of people. For when I say step forward, no one has the authority to tell you to step back. Stand firm in your identity, not with pride but with confidence rooted in grace. Let your heart overflow with gratitude rather than fear. When others see the extraordinary in you, direct their gaze toward me. When they praise you, let their admiration become a fragrance that rises to heaven. When they question you, let your answers carry the breath of peace. When they test you, let your response reflect unconditional love. It is in these moments that you do not merely shine, you become living proof of the transformation that only I can bring forth. My beloved child, I see the movements within your soul, the currents of thought that collide and intertwine, the emotions that shift between faith and fear, hope and confusion. I know your mind is being pulled in many directions, each whispering its own call. Yet, in all those sounds, I plead with you, pause and listen. Do not let the noise of the world drown out the gentle voice of heaven. Even now I am speaking to you not through thunder or storm, but through the soft breeze that brushes your spirit, a quiet whisper strong enough to change everything. The healing clarity and guidance you long for are not found in noise or haste, but in stillness, where your soul becomes calm enough to hear me. You may think you need to do more, pray harder, strive further, but truly, what I desire from you is not action, but presence. Come near to me, not to speak, but to listen. For it is only in the silence of the soul that you can perceive the voice of the Spirit gently assuring you that everything remains in my hands. The enemy knows well that if he can merely distract you, make you anxious or uncertain, he can steer you away from what I am revealing. He will use every means, your worries, painful memories, the voices of others, even your own thoughts, all to draw you out of the sacred space where you and I commune. He will whisper that you have more important things to do, that you are not holy enough to hear me, that my promises may be illusions. But my beloved, do not believe those lies. Do not let the clamor outside cause you to miss the comfort and direction I am offering in this very moment. Resist the temptation of haste, for the greatest discoveries in the Spirit are never made in a rush. I am the God of perfect timing, never late, never hurried. When you sit patiently, when your mind becomes still like the surface of a quiet lake, that is when I begin to write upon the waters of your spirit the words of revelation. You do not need to strive to hear you, only need to be still, and I will do the rest. You have asked me for clarity, and I am answering by inviting you into this place of stillness. Clarity is not a thunderclap that startles you into awareness, but a gradual light that enters, gently illuminating every corner of your soul and driving out the shadows of doubt. You only need to remain long enough to see that light. Many times you have prayed for a sign, yet left before it arrived. You have longed to hear, my voice, yet were too quick to assume I was silent. You have sought healing, yet walked away before the miracle was complete. My beloved child, stay a little while. Allow your soul to breathe in my presence. Let every worry settle. Let every echo of fear grow faint, until there is only one thing that remains: the stillness of my presence wrapping around you like a gentle garment. In that space you will realize that I have never left, never fallen silent. It is only that you have not been still enough to hear me speak. You see, sometimes the deepest lessons I long to teach come in the moments that seem uneventful, yet it is in those quiet hours that I am working more powerfully than ever before. Like a seed resting beneath the soil, silent, unseen, yet full of hidden motion, so it is when you sit quietly with me. You may not sense anything changing, but I am renewing you, healing you, and planting within you the beginnings of something far greater than you can now comprehend. My child, I know the ache you've carried when you thought I wasn't listening. I have seen your tears and heard the prayers that seemed to vanish into the void. But trust this, no word from you has ever fallen to the ground unnoticed. Every sigh, every tear, every whispered plea has been gathered and placed within the perfect timing of my design. Do not let impatience pull you away from the place where I am performing my miracles. Sometimes miracles are not born in thunder and flame, but in the soft breath of faith where your soul grows, still enough to hear the whisper, I am here. I have already arranged everything. Therefore, my beloved one, right now I invite you into the holy stillness. Silence the noise of the world. Let your mind cease its restless chase for what has not yet come. Open your heart not to understand, but to believe. I am speaking to you gently, yet unmistakably. You do not have to search for me. You only need to stop running and realize that I have been beside you all along. Let your heart rest in the certainty that I hold all things, the breath you take, the rhythm of time itself. Nothing escapes my hand. What you do not yet understand, I will reveal in due time. What you fear, I will dissolve through my perfect love. What you think is coincidence is in truth the careful craftsmanship of my eternal plan. My beloved, in these days when everything around you seems to shift, when the world trembles and reshapes itself, what I desire most from you is not grand action, but a heart that is pure before me. Amid the noise and chaos of life, guard your soul's stillness as a calm lake mirrors the sky. For only in purity and quietness will you see me most clearly, hear me most deeply, and feel my nearness most profoundly. Keep your eyes lifted not to chase what is lofty, but to avoid being deceived by the fleeting illusions of the earth. When your gaze is set on me, and your heart anchored in me, no matter how the world changes, you will remain steadfast in peace. And my child, clothe yourself with humility, as a warrior puts on sacred armor. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is knowing that all you have flows from me, and every victory belongs to me. The humble do not fear being forgotten, for they know that I, who see in secret, will lift them up in the appointed time. When you choose humility, you step into the place where grace can touch you. For I cannot fill a vessel already full of pride, but I overflow the empty one that bows low. This moment, my child, is not a coincidence. Do not think that you just happened to read these words. It is I who am speaking to you right now, in the very moment you most need to hear me. I see what you hide within your heart, the things you dare not tell anyone. I know the long nights you've spent awake, the tears you've wiped away in silence, the fears you've concealed behind your smile. There is nothing about you that I do not know. I know the words you have not yet spoken, and even the desires you are afraid to admit. My child, I see it all, and still I love you. I have chosen you, and I am guiding you gently through each small step of this journey. I know there are times when you think I am silent, but my silence is not absence. It is how I teach you to trust. I know there are prayers you have whispered for so long without seeing an answer. Yet I want you to understand that none of your prayers have vanished into the void. Each one has been recorded in the palm of my hand. Every tear you have shed is a seed watered by faith, and in its season it will bloom into blessings you could not have imagined. If you are reading these words at what seems like a random moment, know this: I have chosen this very time to touch your heart. For I always arrive right on time, not early, not late, but precisely in the moment you need me most. You are not alone, even if others walk away, even if it feels like the world no longer listens. I am still here, quiet but steadfast. I am not watching you from afar. I am right in the midst of your battles, within the struggles of your soul. When you are weak, I am your strength. When you fall, I am the hand that lifts you up. When you lose your way, I am the light that leads you home. Do not believe the enemy's lie that you have been abandoned. The truth is this: you have never walked alone, and you never will. My child, every act of faith you make, no matter how small, carries power beyond what you can perceive. Each time you choose faith over fear, forgiveness over resentment, love over closure, you are planting heaven's seeds into the soil of this world. And those seeds will grow not according to your timing, but according to mine. In due season, they will bloom into radiant blessings, not just for you, but for many others through you. Do not underestimate the small steps of faith, for they are the very foundation of great things to come. You have been called to be a lamp, not only to light your own path, but to help me illuminate the souls that are lost. Around you are those who are quietly drowning in despair, their hearts weary and their hope fading. Some of them need nothing more than a single word of encouragement, a look of compassion, or a sincere prayer from you to believe again. Let me use you as an instrument of light. Let your words carry healing, your smile bring hope, and your life become a testimony that I am still at work in this world. You do not need to be perfect to be used. You only need to be willing. Walk by faith, my child. Step forward even when you cannot see the full path ahead. Faith is not seeing before walking, it is walking even when you cannot see. As you dare to move, I will make the way. As you set your foot down, the ground will rise to meet it. And with every step you take, my grace will pour out, not like a fleeting rain, but like an ever-flowing river running through your life. You will see that I do not give you merely enough, I give in abundance. Not just life, but life in fullness. I am calling you my beloved child. I am calling you out of fear, out of comfort, out of the old patterns that have held you for far too long. Let me renew your heart, expand your vision, and teach you to see the world through my eyes. When you begin to see as I see, you will realize that even your trials are opportunities to experience my power. Nothing in your life is accidental. Everything has been orchestrated to draw you closer to the divine purpose I have ordained for you. My dear one, I know you are stepping into a new season, a deeper level of awareness and faith. Every time I open a new door of understanding before you, new challenges arise to shape and strengthen your faith. Do not be alarmed when the winds blow harder or when the pressure feels heavier than before. These are not signs that you've gone astray, but proof that you are approaching the very center of my plan. When I lift you to a higher place, the air becomes thinner. You must learn to breathe by faith, not by your own strength. Do not let the worries of tomorrow steal your peace. You do not need to calculate every step or predict what is to come, for tomorrow does not belong to you, it belongs to me. In my hands rest your beginning and end, your past, present, and future. You cannot control what lies ahead, but you can choose to trust that I am holding your hand through it all. When you surrender every breath, every decision, and every dream into my hands, you will find that no day is wasted and no trial is meaningless, for everything is being woven by me into the perfect tapestry of grace. Instead of being consumed by what has not yet come, focus on living fully in today, in this very moment where I am with you. Let each day become a sacred conversation between you and me, where your soul is refreshed by my word, warmed by the breath of the Spirit, and guided by the loving hand of your Creator. I did not call you merely to know about me, but to live with me, to walk with the awareness that you are never alone. In this intimate relationship with me, you will find protection, wisdom, and strength to face the unknown. Do not let the noise of the world drown out my gentle voice. Every morning before the world awakens, I wait for you. I wait for the moment you draw near to hear me speak, to feel my presence, to be renewed from within. When you allow me to fill the space of your heart, I will place within you a peace that nothing can take away. The world may promise you fame, safety, or happiness, but only I can give you steadiness in the storm and joy, even in your tears. Let my word become the light that guides your steps not only in seasons of ease, but also in the darkest nights. My word is not merely ink on a page, it is the living stream that flows within your soul. When you read, when you reflect, when you let each word sink deep into your heart, you will find yourself strengthened, healed, and renewed. And as my Spirit leads you, you will realize that you no longer need to search for your path, for you carry within you the eternal compass of my truth. You will see that trials are no longer something to fear, but the very place where I refine you into pure gold. Every hardship is not a period marking the end, but a comma in the symphony I am composing for your life. When you learn to trust in the storm, to sing through your tears, to choose love amid pain, that is when you become more like me. I do not desire for you to be perfect in the eyes of the world. I desire that you be made whole in my love. As you walk with me, you will discover that true strength does not come from never falling, but from rising again with faith after every fall. You will understand that victory is not always a shout of triumph, but sometimes the quiet peace within your heart, even when circumstances remain unchanged. You will realize that what once terrified you becomes an opportunity to see my hand at work. And when you look back, you will see that every tear, every long night, every moment of loneliness was never in vain. They have all become the foundation for the deep faith you now carry. My beloved child, let me teach you how to walk slowly, not to run ahead of my plan, nor to lag behind my guidance. Let me align your steps with the heartbeat of heaven's will. When you move in rhythm with me, you will no longer be swept away by the turbulence of the world. You will know when to pause, when to advance, when to speak, and when to remain silent. My Spirit will be the whisper in your mind, the deep stirring in your heart, the peace that confirms you are walking in the right direction. And my child, as you walk in that guidance, you will come to see that nothing is accidental. Every encounter, every event, every joy, and every sorrow carries meaning. I can take the fragments of your past and build something new. I can turn your mistakes into lessons, your losses into opportunities for healing and growth. When you begin to see through my lens, you will understand that nothing is wasted. Everything serves the greater purpose to which you have been called. My beloved, engrave this truth deeply within your heart. Your worth does not come from the gaze of others, nor is it defined by praise or criticism. It is firmly grounded in me, the one who created you, called you, and anointed you. You do not need to seek validation from the world, for your identity is already inscribed in heaven, where my plans for you cannot be changed, diminished, or stolen. Remember this: you are chosen not because you are perfect, but because I am perfect. You are sent not because you are strong enough, but because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. My child, the time has come for you to walk in the identity I have placed upon your life. This is not the season for doubt or retreating in fear, but for rising and stepping boldly into the position assigned to you as one who knows who you belong to and why you have been sent. Be courageous, not because you possess all ability, but because I am within you. When you walk with the awareness that I am the source of all that you are, you will no longer fear judgment, for your eyes are fixed on me, not on man. There will be those who approach you with curiosity, some with admiration, and others with skepticism. They may question, discuss, or test your faith. But my child, do not let their reactions disturb your heart. You are not called to explain everything. You are called to reflect me through the way you live. Love, forgive, and remain at peace in the midst of storms. Let my presence within you be the answer to every question. When they see your calm in adversity, they will realize something greater than yourself is at work within you. When they sense kindness in your words and compassion in your eyes, they will know that I truly live in you. You do not need to strive to prove your worthiness. It is I who have set you apart for my work. It is I who called your name among the multitude and placed within you a flame that no one can extinguish. You do not need to force yourself to shine, for I will cause your light to radiate at the appointed time. And I, myself, will shield you when the world tries to dim that light. When I choose someone, I do not only give them a mission, I also bestow upon them the grace sufficient to carry it. My beloved child, believe that everything you are going through Every encounter, every word spoken, and even every season of testing is part of my intricate design. I am using all things to prepare you for a place that only you can fill. You were not chosen by chance, and nothing in your journey is meaningless. Every tear shed, every moment of waiting, every step taken in the dark is a brick laid to build the foundation for what is to come. And when the appointed time arrives, I will bring you into the place where your voice, refined through the fires of trial, will rise with power, move hearts, and heal souls that have long been weary. I know there are moments when you feel small, unworthy of the calling I have placed upon your life. But my child, it is in that very smallness that I am glorified. For when you can no longer rely on your own strength, you will learn to lean entirely on me. When you realize you have nothing left, that is when I can become your everything. Do not fear your inadequacy, for I have never demanded enough from you. I have only asked for willingness. When you open your heart, I will fill it. When you take a step, I will walk beside you, and when you are too weary to continue, I will carry you upon my shoulders. Remember, you are set apart not to withdraw from the world, but to bring light into it. The world does not need another perfect person. It needs souls transformed by my love. It needs to witness real faith, genuine kindness, and unshakable strength, all of which are born from deep communion between you and me. When you live out that identity, you not only glorify my name, but you also help lost hearts see that I can do the same work within them. My beloved, let every word you speak and every act you do be soaked in grace. When others hurt you, let your forgiveness become a living testimony of who I am. When they doubt you, let your steadfastness be your answer. When they praise you, humbly return all glory to me. And when they rise against you, remember, it is I who fight for you. No criticism can shake what I have established, and no judgment can erase the grace I have placed upon your life. This very moment, as you read these words, is not a coincidence. This is a moment of revelation. It is the moment I unveil to you why you had to walk rough paths, why you were misunderstood, why you had to stay silent when you longed to explain yourself. None of it was to weaken you. It was to build within you a quiet strength, the strength of one who knows to whom they belong, who sent them, and what treasure they carry within. My child, when you stand in the place I have prepared for you, you will see that none of your past wounds were in vain. Those very scars will give authenticity to your testimony, causing your words to pierce deep into the souls of those who listen. When you speak of me, you will not speak from intellect, but from experience, from a heart that has been rescued, healed, and called back from the depths. That is what will make your testimony more powerful than any sermon. Thank you for listening to this message. Know that you are not merely an observer, you are chosen to dwell in the presence of the Word every single day. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will never miss any of the divine messages. Amen.